Greetings, my fellow strangers. I am Mrs. Strange, and this is my actual voice. At long last, no more robot voices or modulated filters. I am not AI, and here's my proof. You can finally hear the real me. Stranger Things is coming to an end, and we're all very sad about it, I know. I figured what better to end this chapter of Stranger Universe and start a new one with a request that everyone has asked for over the years, but bear with me, it's my first time sharing my voice on YouTube. Stranger Things 5 is officially coming out tomorrow, and if you feel like you need a refresher before the Hawkins crew steps back into the Upside Down, you are not alone. 3.5 years since we've seen new episodes, and a shocking amount has happened since that little girl in a hospital gown flipped a van over with her mind. From missing kids to possessed teens to full-blown warfare, this show has delivered everything from 80s nostalgia to supernatural trauma. On today's episode of Stranger Universe, I will serve as your guide to summarize and catch you up to where we left off with every season of Stranger Things, so you can walk into the final season fully prepared. Grab some Eggos and let's settle in. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Stranger Universe content. Turn on your notifications to never miss another Stranger Universe episode again. Follow us on our social media platforms to stay updated for the latest news from the Stranger Universe family every day. And now, let us begin. It all began the night Will Byers disappeared on November 6, 1983, an event that would change Hawkins, Indiana forever. One night, he was riding home on his bike, and the next minute, he was dragged into a terrifying parallel dimension called the Upside Down. His friends, Mike Wheeler, Lucas Sinclair, and Dustin Henderson went looking for him, but instead, they found Eleven, a mysterious girl with a shaved head and supernatural powers. They quickly realized she might be the key to finding Will, and while Joyce Byers insisted she could still communicate with her missing son through flickering Christmas lights, Dr. Brenner and Hawkins Labs scrambled to cover up their involvement in creating and controlling Eleven. The town's police chief, Jim Hopper, connected the dots and discovered the truth just in time to help Joyce rescue Will from the Upside Down. When it was all over, Will came home alive, but clearly changed. Unfortunately for Nancy, her friend Barbara didn't survive, and as a result, people began the famous Justice for Barb movement that would plague the show in the immediate aftermath of the first season. Eleven also vanished after destroying the Demogorgon, and Hawkins was never the same again. One year later, in the fall of 1984, Will Byers started experiencing disturbing visions. As it turned out, he hadn't fully escaped the Upside Down. A massive shadow creature called the Mind Flayer had marked him and was preparing to break through into the real world. As Will battled possession, Eleven resurfaced and began her own search for her identity. She discovered she had a real name, Jane, and a mother who had never stopped looking for her. After a detour to Chicago and a reunion with another child experiment in what is considered to be the worst episode of the series, she returned to Hawkins in time to close the gate and sever the Mind Flayer's connection to Will. Also, Steve Harrington became a lovable babysitter after undergoing an incredible character arc of growth and maturity. Stranger Things 2 closed with the snowball, a sweet slow dance between Mike and Eleven, and a final ominous shot of the Mind Flayer looming over Hawkins. The summer of 1985 brought Scoops Ahoy, mall culture, and the transition from childhood to teenagehood as our young cast of characters hit puberty. However, the Mind Flayer secretly returned, possessing Billy Hargrove and using him to build a gruesome living monster made of melted human flesh. Meanwhile, underneath Hawkins' shiny new Starcourt Mall, Dustin and Steve team up with Lucas's little sister Erica and newcomer Robin Buckley to discover that Russians were operating a top-secret facility, with the mission being to open up a new gate to the Upside Down. The season ended in an explosive showdown at the mall that cost Hopper his life, or at least that's what we all thought at first. The gate closed, the Mind Flayer was defeated once again, and Joyce moved her family plus 11 out of Hawkins entirely. Very respectable. In a final twist after the credits, we learned Hopper was still alive and being held prisoner in Russia. In the spring of 1986, Stranger Things 4 introduced the most terrifying villain of the series, Vecna, a humanoid creature from the Upside Down with a personal vendetta and the ability to psychologically torment and kill teens in Hawkins. Each victim weakened the barrier between worlds. Eleven trained to regain her powers, and along the way, the kids learned the truth behind Vecna. He was Henry Creel, the first child experiment at Hawkins' lab, and the one who started everything when Eleven fought him years earlier and unintentionally banished him to the Upside Down. Meanwhile, Hopper escaped from his Russian prison in the most chaotic subplot imaginable. Elsewhere in California, the Surfer Boy pizza crew searched for Eleven after she was kidnapped by government officials and none other than Dr. Brenner. Right. We all thought Brenner was dead. In Hawkins, Max Mayfield sacrificed herself to distract Vecna long enough for the others to attack, but things quickly went off the rails. Her body survived, but she was left in a coma and potentially blind, and Vecna succeeded in tearing open Hawkins. The season ended with the Upside Down fully bleeding into the real world as the group looked out at a broken horizon. And with that, you are officially ready for one last adventure in Stranger Things 5. But before we end our episode, I want to let everyone know that the adventure may come to an end, but a new era is beginning. We will still be here to cover the upcoming spin-offs, including next year's animated series, Stranger Things Tale from 85. But we also look forward to visiting new worlds and exploring new topics. As such, we will leave you all with a special question. What would you like to see us cover on the Stranger Universe channel? This can mean anything from other shows, movies, mysteries, a mix of everything, other topics. We already made a community post asking this very same question and got a lot of varying responses, but I wanted to repeat it over here in case you missed that post or you are new to the channel. Let us know in the comments section below. Overall, very exciting times, and that is all we have for today. What's your favorite season of Stranger Things? Our ferocious Demodog would like to give a special shout out today to BloxyNick18. Thank you so much for commenting. To get a chance at becoming our next special Stranger Universe shoutout, type it down in the comments section below. Turn on your notifications to never miss another episode like this one. Join us on our episode premieres to interact with everyone in the Stranger Universe family. And thank you all for watching. I'm Mrs. Strange. This is Stranger Universe. Over and out.